I'm in a deep inner process, so maybe my outer expression will not be as clear as I would like it to be. But I guess what I wanted to say is um, I feel like it's just the veil of mystery that makes us all really charmed by the idea of past lives. And if it wasn't for the veil, then it wouldn't be a mystery and it wouldn't be so appealing. So can we just assume, although it is so lovely to hear about the past lives, and I certainly am very enthralled by them, but can we just, because many people here do not remember their past lives, so can we just simply assume that whatever's presenting itself to me in this present moment is the fruit of my past actions and be the
Absolutely.
hero of my own journey, that to meet things with courage and be victorious in the attitude of, you know, how we meet what comes up, and look at the map of our lives and like the knots and blocks and, to be honest, the most challenging aspect of our lives, and say, you know what, like you said, it's going to come back and bite me later if I don't deal with it now. So just be really heroic and meet it in the way we can. And then the other question is like, what are all these roles anyway? Because it's all consciousness taking forms, for this divine play. So can we just say that regardless of who raped who or murdered who and whatnot, and who is who in the family, the simplicity that love is all there is, and to meet what comes to us with love, can it just be so simple? Like,
It is simple. We make it complicated. And I always say to people, unless something arises organically, don't dig. Don't dig into the past. I mean, there's no purpose in doing that. I mean, sometimes when I have memories, I mean, it's like I don't welcome them. I don't not welcome them. What is, right? But sometimes I say, oh, here we go again. you know, I'm back. I'm back in another. And for me, it's just for the purpose of sharing and writing. I mean, there's nothing I need to know because everything presents itself. What you need to work on presents itself to you. But we can become more mindful and not go through life just reactively, but to become more mindful of what's presenting itself. It's like, aha, I have to pay attention to that. I mean, there came a point, I'm just using my own example with my mother, where she was really getting old, and I said to myself, you got to pay attention to this now. I actually took care of her in the last years, and it was a beautiful last few years that we had together. And she had even then would say hurtful things for me, but I would just look at it as her eccentricity, and I began to really enjoy her eccentricities without judging them in any way. And so, but I could have not. I have another sister who was just couldn't forgive her, and you know, okay, that will have to be worked out at some point in the future. But but if we become more mindful and attend to the things that we know we have to attend to, it's as simple as that. You don't need to know anything from the past. You don't need to. But it is helpful to think about your future because we can create the future that we want. And that makes it more uh, sort of urgent to tend to the things now. I often say to my friends as they're getting older, you couldn't fulfill this in this life. How do you see yourself fulfilling it in the future? And so many of them have thought about it and said, aha, yeah, this is what I'd like to do. I couldn't do that in this life. I mean, there comes a time when you sort of shift from working out your past to beginning to create the imprints for your future. You're creating the blueprint, so to speak. And we and that in part is coming in touch with our true nature, knowing ourselves to be the creator of our conditions. And then you stop, when you know yourself to be the creator, you stop blaming. I heard one of the Buddhist teachers that we brought to this conference in Oroville. He was new to us, and I was listening to some of his talks. In one of his talks, he said, practitioners come up and say, how do I know if I'm progressing in my practice? And he said, when you meet a challenging situation, as long as you're blaming the external world, you know you have more work to do. That really stayed with me. I think that's a good guide. As long as we're blaming outer conditions and not taking responsibility, then we know we have more work to do.